Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, I'm just going to share a simple recipe on how to make bread from home. Okay, here we go. Let's go. Okay, so when you're making bread, basic bread at home, the recipe I use is very simple. I use, well, for 1 cup of water, it's 2 cups of flour, okay? So my holiday cup here that I use, I want to make 2 loaves of bread. So I'm going to do one of the Fleischmann's active dry yeast. Okay, that's going to go in the warm water. That water has to be warm. And 2 cups of flour per cup of water. So I did 2 cups of water. Okay, flour, I said 4 cups of flour for 2 cups of water, 2 loaves of bread. I'm going to show you what to do exactly. Okay, so you get your yeast in the water. I use a whisk. I whisk it around, and I make sure I get it all dissolved. You're gonna see a little bit of it'll start to kind of fluff a little. Not fluff, but you know what I mean. It gets dissolved, and it's milky. It looks milky when the yeast is completely mixed in with the warm water. It looks milky, and when it gets to that point, you're done. You're done. So what I do here next is I pour in my cups of flour. Here's cup number 1. I did 2, 3, 4, and then the next thing you add, once you have added your flour, for 4 cups of flour, it's a tablespoon of salt. For 1 cup and 2 cups of flour, it's a teaspoon of salt. So once you get it all together, you mix it, you stir it, you mix it and stir it real good. And you just want to keep going. I used a spoon. This was a plastic spoon I used, and it actually broke. As I was stirring it around, I broke my spoon. You'll see that here in a second. Oh, there it is. It snapped. But not to worry. I have another one. I have 2 of those spoons. So I'm going to continue stirring that, okay? So once you get it all mixed in pretty good, it's all mixed in. You want to make sure you grab everything that sticks on the sides of the bowl. You want to scoop all that up and make sure you mix it all in together. So before I knead the dough, I sprinkle flour on the board. This is very important. It keeps it from sticking, and it allows you to knead it without any problems. So once it's stirred, take it out of the bowl. I'm using one hand here just to show you an example because I'm holding the camera with my other hand. So what you want to do is you knead the dough. I'm using one hand, but of course you want to use 2 hands. I use 2 hands after this, but this was just to show you guys. Okay, so you knead the dough. I usually knead it for like probably for like 2 minutes, something like that, maybe a little less. You just put some muscle into it, and you knead it, and it just you know when it's ready. So once it's ready, pick it up. Put it back in the bowl, and what you want to do next is once you put the flour in the dough in the bowl, is you want to let it sit for 2 hours. 2 hours, okay? So let it sit for 2 hours. The yeast, of course, it's what's used to help it rise, and voila! Look at that, it has risen. Let's make bread to break bread, people. Okay, so again, you want to sprinkle some flour on your board. And at this point, I turn my oven on. I preheat it to 385, 375 actually. 375 is what I usually do. And you preheat it to 375, and you get your bread pans ready. I use parchment paper. You definitely want to use parchment paper, okay? So make sure you get the right size for your bread, the molds that they're gonna go in. Okay, so once it's risen, I take it out. I'm showing you here again. Knead the dough. Gotta knead the dough. And like I did in the first time, when you first put it in the bowl, about 2 minutes. Over here, I put it again, about 2 minutes. So once you knead it, I cut it in half. And the reason I cut it in half, like I said, 2 cups, 4 cups flour, that makes 2 loaves of bread. If you want 1 loaf of bread, it's 1 cup of water, 2 cups of flour, teaspoon of salt. But I did 2, so I put them in the oven for 40 to 45 minutes, okay? As you can see, they're ready. Look how beautiful they came out. Absolutely gorgeous pieces of loaf of bread. You guys, this bread is so delicious. You know, I have not bought any bread from the store in the last couple months since I started making my own bread. Yeah. So make sure you use a serrated knife to cut your bread. And yeah, enjoy it. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon.